Today's video I will show you how to crop any image which is captured from camera inside your React Native application without using any third-party library, and of course we will be using the new architecture. So what I have done is that I have created a default React Native project. Next we will be following the new architecture, so you have to search for Android, you have to search for new arc enabled. So just go to your project, search for new arc enabled and make this as true inside your gradle.properties, and for iOS you have to run this command. Next we will be making use of both Fabric as well as Turbo modules. So to open the camera app, we will be using Turbo modules, and to show the image which has been cropped, we will be using Fabric. So the image view from React Native won't work because we will be having an URL in Android as well as a local identifier for iOS. That's why we can't use React Native's image, but we will have to use the native image component. Next what we have to do is that inside so first I will show you how the output looks like. So here you can see I have just a button. It opens a camera, and once we have taken a photo of it, it will open the image cropper screen, and here you can crop your image, rotate it as well, and here you can see I'm displaying it. So the button might be a little difficult for you to see because it is in dark mode and I have not applied proper styling to it. So here at the top you can see it is a capture photo button, and similarly for Android as well. So here you can see there is a capture photo button, and once I am clicking on it, it opens the camera. I am clicking on a picture and I can crop it as well as rotate it to however I like. Once you click on the crop button, it will take that image and it is displayed on an image view. So let's get started. So first inside app.tsx, we have to create first we have to create rtn my camera folder and rtn my image folder. Next inside that we will create Android folder, JS folder, as well as in rtn my image Android folder and JS folder. Inside JS folder I have copied this thing from the documentation. Only thing is change is this file name as well as this method. And in rtn my image as well I have in JS I have copied this from documentation, and here we will get the image URL so once we capture the photo and crop it, we will send the image URL from native side to React Native side, and then again we will send it from React Native to the native side to display it inside an image view, and this file name has been changed. Next we have created a package.json. This has been copied again from the documentation. Only this file name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, as well as this has been changed. Similarly over here as well, copied from documentation, this file name has been changed over here, as well as this name has been changed. Next we have to create a podspec file for my camera. Again this has been copied pasted from the documentation. Only this h.name has been changed, and similarly over here as well, this podspec file has been created and this name has been changed. Once that is done, go to the Android folder and you have to create build.gradle file. Again this has been copied from documentation. I have added this apply plugin Kotlin Android because I want to use Kotlin instead of Java, and this namespace has been changed, as well as I have added Kotlin standard lib. Here inside the build.gradle same thing, only this apply plugin has been added, namespace has been changed, Kotlin standard lib has been added, as well as I have added this dependency to display an image inside an image view using an URI for Android. All the code for iOS will be done in the main iOS folder. Next you have to create src main java com rtn my camera and create my camera module.kt file. So here this has been copied from the documentation, but here you can see we are requesting the camera permission. So on take photo I am actually requesting the camera permission, and you have to write this rtn my camera. Handling of that camera permission will be done in main activity because we will be using register for activity result and not on activity result. On activity result has been deprecated. Next my camera package, this has been copy pasted from docs. Only file name has been changed at appropriate lines. Okay, next inside for rtn my image I have created my image.kt, which extends an app from app compat image view. Next I have my image manager. This has been copy pasted from docs. Only important thing only important thing to note is that I have this image URL, and here we are just calling load method of coil and loading the image inside our image view. And here we have a my image package, and we are again, this has been copy pasted from the documentation. So once you are done with this, what you have to do is that you have to go to your terminal and run this command first, and run this command. Once you are done, then you have to do cd dot dot. So I will show you over here. So this will move you outside your React Native project, and after that you have to run these two commands. Okay, so here this would be of a main folder name or project name, followed by this folder name which you have created. Same over here as well, and this will create the generated folder which you see inside over here. So this contains the iOS code gen. Next you have to again move back to your project, to cd to my app, and then you have to do cd android, and then run this command. So this will do code generation for Android, and the code is generated inside the node modules folder. Once that is done, I have created an Android view.tsx as well as an iOS view.tsx. First we will look Android view.tsx. Here you can see I have a button, and inside that we are calling our turbo modules take photo method. Once that is called, we will get an event emitter from the native side. The reason because I am using event emitter is that because we are calling the main code inside the main activity, so we can't just send back data from over here. So I am using event emitter, and here you will get the image URI. Once image URI is we get it, we are using the custom component of RTN my image and displaying it over here, passing it as a prop. Similarly for iOS view as well, I have taken a button calling take photo, and here you will get an event listener and setting it to my image URI, and here I am passing it as a prop. Okay, once that is done, I will go to build.gradle. I will use Kotlin version over here as well as over here. Next go to app, build.gradle, and you have to add apply plugin Kotlin Android, as well as you have to add implementation Kotlin standard lib, and you have to add this dependency as well. So this will help us to crop the image. Next go to src, go to main, go to android manifest.xml, and here you have to add the permissions for camera, and you have to add this. So this is required for opening the camera. Next go to res xml, and here you have to create this file. This is required for opening the camera. Next go to values styles.xml, and here you might be seeing no action bar. Make it as dark action bar, because the action bar is required for the crop image library, because it shows all the cropping and rotating functionality inside that. Next you have to go to java, and here you might be seeing main activity .java. I have converted into a Kotlin file, so you can just open it inside Android Studio, the main Android folder, and you will see an option of converting Java file to Kotlin file at the top. So just use that, and here you can see I have defined the same camera permission again. And once you call on activity, request the camera permission from your turbo module, it comes over here, and if a permission is granted, we are opening the camera. And this is a boilerplate method which I have written for checking whether all permissions has been granted or not. And here I have taken register for activity result, take picture, then activity result contract dot take picture. And here I am just, once we get the image URI, I am calling crop image dot launch, which actually takes an URI and opens that image inside crop image activity. And here you can see I have defined it as a register for activity result as well. And once we get the URI content, I am sending it back to the React Native side. This URI for file path, you might need it, so that's why I have given it over here, but it is not necessary. And here I am opening my camera, so here you can see I am calling open camera, and which launches the take picture variable. Okay, once that is done, what else am I missing? So yeah, that should be it for Android. Next, for iOS, you have to create this event emitter.h, because we will be emitting out files, emitting out data from native iOS to React Native side, and I have to write this file as well. Next, you have to write this. So this bridging, so just create this myimage.swift file, and Xcode will ask you, do you want to create a bridging header? Say yes, and it will create this file, and you have to import this event emitter.h. And in myimage.swift, I'm just extending UI image as well as creating Imageview, and I have defined this URL because I am getting this as a prop from Objective C++. So once that I get it, I'm calling get photo in library. So we will have a local ID instead of an image URL. Image URL is for Android side and local identifier is for iOS side. So using that local identifier, we will actually fetch the particular image from PH asset, and once that is done, we will display it inside an image view. And here is the initialization code for defining the constructor of image view as well as adding it as a subview to our view. And this is all NS layout constraint stuff. Okay, next is you have to go to your pod file, and you have to add this as well, pod to crop view controller. So there are two separate dependency, crop view controller and to crop view controller. So we are using Objective C++ to do this cropping thing, that's why I'm using to crop view controller. If you are doing it using Swift, you have to use crop view controller. Once you add that, close Xcode, and you have to cd to your iOS directory and run this command. Don't just run pod install, because that is for the old architecture. For new architecture, you have to run this. So once you do this, it will create install this dependency, as well as it will create a pod file for your RTN my camera and RTN my image as well. Next, you have to uh, go to my app info.plist and make sure you add this permissions as well. Next, you have to create this rtn my camera.h file, and here you can see that I have added few dependencies, as well as I am extending this to stuff for camera as well as this stuff for image cropping. Next, inside rtn my camera.mm, here actually I am taking a local ID. This has been copy pasted from the docs, and in take photo method I am actually opening the camera. So this is what it is, and once we get the image from camera, we are opening the to crop view controller and passing that image to it. So here you can see I'm passing that image and opening that. Once that is open, and you have cropped the image, you get a callback over here. So we are first dismissing the crop view controller, then once we get an image, we are saving it to our photos. Okay, once that is done, we are sending it back to React Native side as well. And here this is for rtn myimage.h header file, again copy pasted from documentation, and only file name has been changed. Same for rtn myimage.mm as well. And here you can see again this has been copy pasted from docs. This is required because we will be using Swift, and we want to import our Swift file, and as we are writing this inside Swift, so we have to comment out this, and instead of that we have to write this. And this has been copy pasted from docs, and here is our UI view and my image. Then here we are doing init with frame. Then here we are doing allocating our view. Here we are allocating our image, adding it to a sub view. And once that is done, I am calling. So here this my image is actually a Swift file. So and we are passing the URL whatever we have got from React Native side as a prop, and this has been copied from the docs itself. Then inside rtn my image manager.mm, here again I am using, as you can see, again I have copy pasted this from docs, and this is just the prop which we have. So yeah, that's it. This is the iOS, how we use it inside our iOS view, and this is how we use it inside Android view. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.